Hello fellow devs, welcome to Orinda tutorial. Today I'm going to be doing something different. I'll be setting up SSH in our system for GitHub and doing the authentication. So there's not much to talk about. I just want to run everything. So at first what you need to do, the best way to go about this is to just come to the GitHub SSH. So once you come here, on the first link there's a documentation, and you come to adding generate a new SSH. So with me, I'm on Linux. I'm currently on Linux Mint. If you are on Windows, it will select automatically Windows. So let's go through this. So what we need to do, we use this. I'll be using this, the legacy one, and the way to go about this, I'll just bring up my terminal. You have to make sure you have SSH already in your system. So if you're using Windows, you'll need to install bash, or there are those SSH agents that you can install on Windows. So once you have SSH, next thing is to come to your terminal, go back to GitHub, and we'll just copy this command. Then we'll paste on our terminal. So SSH keygen -t, so the algorithm, and so once you write this, you'll just add your email here. So then I want to be doing it here because I want this to be in a specified folder. So I'll SSH in, get into SSH folder. The best way to approach this is to use this backtick, then .ssh. Afterwards, you need to create a folder known as keys. For me, I have it already. So for this, once you have the keys, what you need to go into the keys folder. Then we run again the SSH command that we brought from online. So then just add your email there. Then you press enter. So it will tell you generating a public key. What you'll need to do, you see the default folder is usually .ssh, then you have the keys there. But reason why we had to move to keys folder is because if you rename this SSH key, it will save it in the current folder where you are. So if we were in our home directory, it will save it there. So I'll rename this to GitHub RSA. Okay. Once I rename it, you just press enter. I'll have empty passphrase. Enter again. Then it will generate two keys. So then you'll see the one we named here, GitHub RSA and GitHub RSA.pub. So because our machine will be acting as the host and GitHub will be the agent. So that means if you're doing public key authentication, we need to register a private key on our system and share public key with GitHub, so that we get that two-way connection. So first of all, you need to add that SSH key into your system so that it has a record of it. So you'll use SSH add GitHub. So with ours it's GitHub RSA, that one. So you add a private key to your system, then you'll see we have identity added. So that's for the part of sometimes this fails. Sometimes it doesn't add directly. So there's this command you need to run to activate your SSH agent. So most of the time, if you're working on Windows, you have to activate this one. So if it doesn't run, you just run eval this SSH agent -s, then it will give you the ID of the program. So once that is done, means we are set. So what's next for us is to add a new SSH. Okay. So I'll be using just the normal way as it's been stipulated here. So once I add that, I'll now go to, I'll just get the contents of the public. So github rsa.pub. So this will be my SSH public key. So I'll copy this key. So you need to keep this secret because I'll be deleting this one once I'm done. This just for tutorial purposes. So once you get your public key, you need to go to GitHub. Let's see, Forinda. So GitHub settings /keys. Okay. So you see I have a number of keys already registered here. So what I'll do, just come here. Okay, let's take it from your profile. So if you take it from your profile, then you can access it from this settings pane. You come and click on this, then you'll have settings. On the settings part, you'll come to SSH and GPG keys. Then you'll come and record a new SSH key. Let's say tutorial, then paste, then add. So I'll just use my password. So once that is added, what I need to come back to my terminal. So in the terminal, I can just try and do, so I'll go back to so I'm back to SSH. So for this to work well seamlessly, I'll just need to, I have a config already, so I'll just move it to my config to config.old. Okay, it's usually good to rename your configs when you're doing some manipulation so that you always have a way to revert back to the old one. So what I'll do, I'll just create a new config. So I'll write host name, which will be GitHub. So you can name it anything, just name it GitHub. Then user, our user will be git the port into which we are connecting will be 443. Then we'll have what's the other one? Let me just see. New window. Just so then we need to have okay, this should be host, not host name, so that here we have host name. Host name will be ssh.github.com. Then we need to register identity file. Identity file. This will be our home directory. Go to SSH. So this will be the path to where the SSH key is located, the private key. .ssh, we need to go to keys. Then after keys we have our GitHub RSA. So for this, our host will be GitHub, then user agent will be Git, port will be this one. Then all these points to the config file which we are going to locate, because when you're doing an SSH, usually you have to specify the path, or if you're using a password, the point of SSH is to avoid use of password. So let's test this. So for you to test, you will run SSH -t git at github.com. Okay, then it will prompt you, are you sure to continue connecting? Yes, just add yes. Then you can see permission denied public key. So okay, the authentication of GitHub can't be established. So let's try to rewrite these. Yep. So you can see now it worked. Hi Forinda, you've successfully authenticated, but GitHub does not provide shell access. So reason for this, just come back here. In the host, you have to specify this. Then we'll be prepending this the user to the host. So that's why it wasn't authenticating for the first time. So you have to just have it set up this way. There might be more configurations to this, but this is the basic way of setting it up. So once that is done, this means you can now do you can clone any private project or whatever you have, and GitHub will have you known. So that is done. So if I go back to my normal folder, I just try to SSH, try again, should work. Yep, so this is it, and we are done with setting up our SSH. So I'll just need to go back here to my repositories. So once you have you'll go back to, if you just want to, let me just go with this project. So these are sample projects I'm working on, and when now you come to GitHub, when you want to clone, make sure when you come here, select local, but you move from HTTPS to SSH, because if you use HTTPS, it will prompt you for passwords, but if you use SSH, it will be using the SSH configuration. So let's just try this. I'll just make these private. Just see. I don't know whether I have a private repository, but okay. So I guess that's it, and I don't need to clone anything. Just try clone. Okay. Yep, it's working. Okay. File manager. Then I can just try and see. So let me just say I want to edit these, remove some things here. Let me just remove this. Just say my repo. Then do my update readme. Commit directly, yes, sync, and should be good now. Yep, and you can see the changes are here. So that's how easy it is to set up SSH and do GitHub collaboration with Git. So thank you for your time, and hope to see you soon.